All of us know how to write the code, but do we also know how to debug the code? Well, this is a bit tricky. I will tell you why. Writing code is easy, debugging is hard. Why? Because when you are writing code, if you do this, this must happen. But when you put your code into the production, into the running system, the behavior of the code depends upon multiple things, right? Whether CPU is available, memory is available, whether disk is slow, whether you are using normal disk or SSD, whether you have L2 cache or large amount of L1 cache, or how many other applications are running simultaneously on that system. If you are using socket connection or file handles, there is limited amount of file handles that can be supported in the operating system. There can be queues, the network can be slow or network can be very fast. Okay, there might be some deadlock that is happening, unintentional deadlock that must be happening under very extreme circumstances, lots of things, right? That's why debugging is hard, writing is easy. Now we know that debugging is hard, but how to make it easy? To make debugging easy, you need to do the same thing a detective does when detective goes to a crime scene, right? What is the first thing a detective does? Detective makes sure that discard the obvious things first, right? Try to come up with a concentrated set of things which you are going to look into. And in software development, there are tools for that. You can't debug a software just by writing logs in it. They are not sufficient. You can't do that. You can't debug it properly. It will take you a hell lot of time to understand what is the meaning of when this log is written. And other thing, and very important thing, when you write logs, writing of log itself is a time consuming job. It takes CPU, it takes memory, it takes disk space. A log may also alter the conditions under which your program is working. And in my career, I have seen few problems where if you write logs, the problems were not happening. If you don't write logs, problems were happening. So these kind of impacts logs can create. So if you want to test the code in its pristine state, if some problem has happened, I need to reproduce the same pristine state of the system where this problem has happened. Now, I'm not talking about functional errors. Functional errors will happen whether you run your code in single system or you are gonna run your code in the load condition. Functional problem will happen all the time. So it's easy to solve functional problems. Now the problems which are extremely difficult to solve is the problems coming out of your code, not because of the fault of your code but because of the environmental circumstances. So only the debugger and logs are not sufficient for you to understand the problem and solve the problem. And I have seen that most of the time, if some problem happens, people try to look into increase the log level, or try to run the code in the debugger, try to run with some breakpoint. You can solve functional problems with that. Not the problems happens because of unimaginable environmental circumstances. And believe me, the permutation and combinations of the environmental circumstances can be huge. But luckily for us, there are tools available across all ecosystem, across all operating systems, and some of these tools are not even paid tools. Okay, so let's talk about some of those things which might help you. So if you are using a Linux system, always keep an eye on the memory uses, like top command is there, and disk IO stat is there, disk status you can see, network traffic you can see, right? These things you can see to understand what is happening. Try to create a memory map. Okay, also remember one thing, operating system doesn't work in the way we expect it to work. So we think that if we issue a command, things will happen immediately. For example, if you issue a delete command, the memory will be freed immediately. No, this is not the case. This is not the way operating system work. Okay, if you free a memory, it doesn't goes to free pool immediately. It will take some time before it goes to the free pool, right? So there are tools available which can tell you the environmental circumstances which you must look to understand what is the problem that is happening. Now you can make use of these tools if you have a product where you want to debug the things, but if you are writing something new, you can do a due diligence and try to do what I call it as black box debugging. Black box debugging is a production level debugging where you write the logs in the encoded format, where you can decode that and generate the things that were happening in your code. Okay, so I have shared some tricks in some of my earlier videos titled black box debugging. I have also spoken in some conferences about that. Now I want all of you to implement black box debugging in your upcoming code. Black box debugging is that you are not gonna write logs saying that the value in this particular function is this. No, you are not gonna do that. You are gonna write a very small encoded format, things which somebody looks into cannot decode it. They will not understand what is the meaning of this. You will take these things and you will run these against the decoder which you will create while writing the logs to generate what is happening in your system. Okay, now if it sounds confusing, don't be. I have already shared few information, and in some time to come I am gonna share huge lot of information about black box debugging. Hopefully this will help you in debugging your code in a better way, in an efficient way, and in a faster way. Thank you all. Thanks for watching. We will meet again. Until the next time we meet, good day, goodbye. You take care.